Have you ever really thought about how much our early experiences with money, like, really shape how we feel about it as adults? I mean, it's like all those little messages we pick up when we're young about finances kind of stay with us.
Yeah, totally. It's like we develop these fundamental ways of thinking about money early on.
Right. And those ways of thinking, well, we often call them scarcity and abundance mindsets.
Exactly. Two totally different lenses for looking at our financial world.
And that's exactly what we're going deep on today, right? A deep dive into those mindsets. We want to explore how they actually impact, like, your financial well-being, and more importantly, how you listening can shift from that feeling of never having enough to a more, abundant mindset.
It's a really fascinating topic.
It is, and we've got some great source material today that gives us a framework and some really practical steps for making that shift. Everyone listening has had those moments where money feels tight, that like little squeeze in your chest when a surprise bill comes, or, comparing yourself to others.
Oh, yeah, we've all been there for sure.
And that's often the scarcity mindset in action.
It is, and at its core, it's that belief that resources are limited. Our source material really digs into how this plays out in our lives. Like, think about that fear of spending,
Doc.
that worry that every dollar you spend is gone for good, even when it's for something you really need or that could make things better for you.
I know, it's like that mental battle trying to justify even a small purchase.
Right. And then there's that tendency to fixate on potential losses. It's like our minds are just constantly scanning for financial threats.
Which can be so paralyzing.
Totally. You get so focused on avoiding any possible downside that you miss out on opportunities that could actually really help.
It's like risk aversion on overdrive to the point where it holds you back.
Exactly. And then there's that element of constantly comparing yourself financially to others.
Oh my gosh, especially with social media these days, right?
It's everywhere. And it just feeds that feeling of lack. You're not good enough or you're behind somehow.
It's a vicious cycle. And our source material talks about some pretty significant negative consequences of living with this scarcity mindset.
Yeah, things like being afraid to invest even for the long term because you're so scared of losing anything.
Or being so frugal that you miss out on experiences that could enrich your life in other ways.
Right. Or even self-sabotage.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like you subconsciously undermine your own financial progress because deep down you don't feel worthy or you don't think abundance can last for you.
That's a really powerful point. So let's flip the script now and talk about the abundance mindset.
Okay, so the abundance mindset is that belief that there are plenty of opportunities and resources out there.
It's not about being unrealistic. It's more about seeing the possibilities.
Exactly, and recognizing that things change, new avenues for growth pop up all the time, even if we don't see them right away.
I love that. And our source material highlights some really cool characteristics of this abundance mindset. One that stuck with me was this idea of openness to growth. It's like instead of seeing challenges as roadblocks, you see them as chances to learn and become more financially savvy.
It's a way more proactive and empowering way to look at things.
It is, for sure.
Like instead of getting defeated by a financial setback, you ask yourself, okay, what can I learn from this? How can I do things differently next time?
I love that.
And then there's this concept of generosity and sharing.
Which might seem counterintuitive when we're talking about abundance.
Right. But our source material actually cites research that suggests people who regularly give to charity report feeling more financially secure, even when you factor in their income levels.
That's so interesting.
And it might not just be about good karma. It could be about expanding your network or just shifting your focus away from what you lack.
It's like giving creates this positive feedback loop.
Exactly. And another thing the source emphasized was positive reinforcement. It's about intentionally focusing on your successes, no matter how small they seem, and recognizing your potential.
That's a way more optimistic way to approach your finances. So what are some of the benefits of adopting this abundance mindset?
Well, people with an abundance mindset are often more willing to take calculated risks.
Not like crazy gambles, but smart decisions with the potential for big rewards.
Right. And they're also more likely to invest in themselves, whether it's through education, learning new skills, or even experiences that broaden their horizon.
They're just more open to possibilities.
And as a result, they're more likely to spot and seize those wealth-building opportunities that someone with a scarcity mindset might miss because they're too afraid or they don't believe those opportunities are for them.
So how do we actually cultivate this abundance mindset? Our source material lays out some really practical steps.
Yeah, the first one is self-reflection and awareness. This is where the real work starts. You have to take the time to honestly look at your beliefs about money. Where did they come from? Are they still working for you?
And our source specifically recommends journaling for this.
Yeah, writing down your thoughts and feelings about money can help you uncover those deep-seated fears or limiting beliefs that might be holding you back without you even realizing it.
And it's not just about identifying the beliefs themselves, but also noticing the patterns. Like,
Right.
when do you feel that financial anxiety? What specific things trigger those scarcity thoughts? Is it when bills show up, when you hear friends talking about their financial successes?
Understanding your triggers is a key step in changing how you react to them.
For sure. So once you've got that awareness, the next step is to actively reframe your story.
Yeah, our source talks about the importance of challenging those negative narratives you've internalized over time. That voice in your head that says, I'll never have enough, you need to question it. Is it really true? What evidence do you have to back that up? And then consciously replace it with a more empowering statement like, I have the ability to create more opportunities for myself.
I think that's so important, that conscious choice to change the narrative.
It really is. And the source even gives us a specific affirmation to try. I am open to abundance in every area of my life.
Which might sound a little lulu to some people.
Maybe, but repeating a positive statement like that consistently can really start to shift your mindset over time.
It's like planting a new, more positive seed in your subconscious.
Exactly. And then the next step builds on that feeling of empowerment, educating yourself about money.
Our source makes a great point that financial literacy is key to building confidence.
When you understand how money works, how investing works, how to manage a budget, it replaces that uncertainty with a sense of control and can really help with those scarcity-driven anxieties.
It's true, the more you know, the less scary the financial world seems.
Right, and the source encourages us to actively seek out this information by reading books, attending workshops, following financial experts. It's all about giving yourself the knowledge and tools to make informed decisions, which just reinforces that sense of abundance that you can manage and grow your resources.
And then there's the whole idea of cultivating gratitude, which might not seem directly related to finances.
But our source explains that consciously practicing gratitude for what you already have can really help shift your focus away from what you lack and towards what's possible.
When you're constantly focused on what you don't have, it just strengthens that scarcity mindset.
Exactly. It's about appreciating the good things in your current financial situation, even the small things. And the source recommends gratitude journaling as a way to actively acknowledge your financial wins and the resources you do have.
It's a simple habit, but it can make a big difference in how you view your finances.
And speaking of progress, the next actionable step is to set clear, meaningful financial goals.
What does financial abundance really mean to you? It's not just about a specific number, is it?
Right. It could be financial independence, the freedom to travel, feeling secure, whatever aligns with your values and aspirations.
And once you have that vision, our source recommends breaking those big goals down into smaller, more manageable steps.
It makes them feel less overwhelming and more achievable. And don't forget to celebrate those milestones along the way.
Yes, that positive reinforcement keeps you motivated and reminds you that you're making progress towards abundance.
Having a clear vision is like having a roadmap.
Totally. And finally, our source stresses the importance of seeking support and mentorship. Surround yourself with people who have an abundance mindset.
Their positive perspectives and experiences can be really inspiring and can help you shift your own thinking.
Like that saying about being the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Exactly. If those people are always focused on limitations and lack, it's going to be harder for you to break free from that mindset.
And the source suggests finding financial mentors, joining supportive communities, maybe even working with a financial therapist if you're really struggling with those deep-seated anxieties.
The key is to have conversations that are about growth and possibility, not dwelling on what you don't have.
So to wrap this all up, changing your relationship with money, as our source so clearly lays out, is really about retraining your thoughts and your feelings about wealth.
It's not an instant fix, and shifting from scarcity to abundance doesn't magically make you rich overnight.
But it creates the foundation for making smarter financial decisions, being open to opportunities, and ultimately having a more fulfilling and empowered relationship with money.
It's an ongoing journey of growth and self-discovery.
So as you think about what we've talked about today, what's one belief about money that you might want to re-examine in your own life?
That simple act of questioning could be the first step towards a more abundant future.
I love that. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
My pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See you then.